Round one, last day, and last two teams, potentially three maps that we're going to witness. Ladies and gentlemen, you all are watching AMD GameOn 2024 presents the Arena Championship by Comic Con India and the Esports Club powered by Alienware. With our PC gaming partner Elite Hubs and Zotac Gaming, gaming chair partner Cybart, connectivity partner Act Fibernet, and retail partner Bajaj Electronics. With me on this casting desk is going to be none other than the main analyst, aggressive himself, my boy. Just last two teams, what are your expectations for the evening?
I'm kind of really excited, man. Especially for the underdogs of this story, which has to be Fire 5. Because, honestly speaking, when you look at their roster on paper, they don't really have a lot of big names. But on the other side, Jaichaka they're going to blow it out of the park. We already know for a fact. Because each and every one of their members, they're star-level players that have played on previous rosters that have completely taken over tournaments. But are they going to be able to work together as a squad to make things happen up against this underdog? That's what we're here to find out.
The big question indeed, because again, last potential chance for them to qualify for the LAN. We already have the three of them. Just one of these two teams is now going to make their way. And very well touched upon the topic about the players having the experience, because again, we've seen almost all the players on the side of Jai Jakan play in some massive tournaments with some massive prize pools that we're going to look for this one as well, because that is why all these teams are fighting. That is why all these teams are trying to take apart each other with a massive prize pool of 3 lakh INR. The first place is going to get 1,50,000.
Yeah, it's a big split, right? 3 lakh INR for this entire tournament, splitting up to 1 lakh 50 for the first place, 1 lakh for the second, and 50k for the third. It's a lot of money, mind you. Plus, not only are you going to be playing at all out in land in Hyderabad, you're also getting to experience the entirety of the Comic Con. So don't forget, this is a lot of big stakes. You're going to get a free flyout towards this place. So we want to take a chance for it all. You need to win it right here and right now. The last qualifiers for one of these teams to make it through towards that land. It's going to be big here, Scared. And when I looked at the map video screen, I was not as excited, but at the end of the day, I really just want to see the teams play and see exactly what the teams have in store for us. You're going to see the map video as well. I'm pretty sure the audience is going to understand our enthusiasm, air quotes, when it comes down to the selection, but that's completely fine.
Indeed. Aggressive here, he has a few leaks, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest, I have no idea what the map video looks like, and I'm just lying here right now. But we're going to be having a quick look at the matchup as well, because it's going to be Fire 5 Esports up against Jai Jakan. So both of these teams, you've already mentioned previously how 5 Esports, yes, they've got pretty new names, but the ones that still have experience. On the other side, these are the players that we've seen in all the major tournaments out there, specifically talking about Survey, right? He's been playing for the Grey Fox Esports previously, now with Jai Jakan, and the experience that he's bringing on the table should definitely get his team an advantage,
True.
at least in the map veto itself, which we will see now.
Yeah, the map veto, we're going to be laying our eyes upon it in just a couple of seconds here. And as you can already tell, all the interesting maps are gone. Other than Breeze, it's not interesting at all. We're going to be left with Bind, Lotus, and Ascent. The trifecta that we normally love and hate. I'm kind of excited for new Lotus because I haven't really seen any professionals play on this map just yet. Other than, of course, the first one that we saw on day number 1 and day number 2. I'm kind of excited for all of this because looking at this entire map selection, the map of Bind, yeah, it's a very important map for either one of these teams to win, but Lotus, I think, is going to be the biggest decider, not only because with, of course, one of the teams being a 1-up, but also because understanding Lotus as a map will be one of the biggest strong points for a team moving forward towards the LAN as well.
Very true, because it's the pick of Fire 5 after all. So there are quite a lot of changes on the map of Lotus itself. We've seen them, of course, just as you mentioned, on day 1 as well as the forthcoming days too. But here's the thing. Most of the changes are in the places that's basically get one and get finished off kind of state. You get one and then you will be hard cleared. So what I personally feel is that the agent composition is going to be super important at that map, because yes, we've not seen a lot of chamber on the map of Lotus. We normally would see the ciphers or killjoy, but I think with the changes that you have now and with the corners that you can be at, chamber with the rendezvous could actually be a very massive threat, because he's basically got a free get out card. He gets one, you rendezvous, you're out in safety. You get one pick and now you're boom at a safe position. So I really want to see chamber being picked up alongside, of course, Viper as the controller. If teams go for Omen as well, that's the Viper Omen composition. I really love to see that. Pair it up with the Sky and get the Raze in your arsenal instead of a Jet. That is the one of the perfect and potentially the most disastrous composition for your opponent in the map of Lotus. If in case, again, they really want to go for that, they can try. Otherwise, of course, it's their own choice.
Yeah, going in for something a little bit unconventional now is, I think, a little bit more warranted when you think about it, right? Previously, what was the main appeal of Lotus? You can get away with just having a single initiator, right? Because there's not really a lot of different angles that you need to try and fight over. You just have a single Sky, you have a Fade, that's more than enough. A lot of teams have strayed away from having a double initiator on this map in the favor of a double duelist in some cases, or even a double controller. But now that the map is a lot more larger, it's a lot more wide open, having that second initiator is pretty much a must-have. There's too many corners for a single initiator to clear.
True.
Even if you throw in a Hod, if you throw in a Prowler coming in from the Fade, it's just not going to be enough. But as we're talking a lot about the map of Lotus, why are we not really talking about Bind? Because Bind is one of those generic maps, right? When you're playing the game of Valorant, you boot up, the first ever game is probably going to be on Bind. At least that's what my friends say. Every single person that I've gotten into Valorant, I played their first game with them, and it's immediately Bind. And that's where a lot of the teams have pretty much started their journey too. If you can master Bind at a bare bones basic level, you understand how executions work. You understand how map control is very much important for a game to be won. And you also understand that as a defender, you can't really wait for your opponents to make the first move. You need to be the one who executes first, possibly get a kill, or bait out as much utility from the attackers as possible before the executes become a little bit too overwhelming for you.
That is one of the reasons you try to take a lot of map space away from your opponents and try to play for the extremities on the map of Bind. It's a map which has basically got no mid, right? You've got two ways to execute the A side and then two ways to execute the B. With those TPs, yes, you can move around way too quickly, but very well mentioned that if you're a defender on that map, you just cannot wait for your opponent to make the move, because on the map of Bind, you can see people being stacking up towards the A, or if in case they really want to, they can put 3 people towards the B if they want to push up quickly towards the octagon with the Sky that we normally see in the Age and Select teams. Usually pick the Sky on that map. Again, Sova being picked up by both of the teams, it's something that can potentially work out if you've got some good lineups. The recon will help you scan quite a lot of areas, but again, as for the defenders, I still feel they need to be proactive, they need to be quick on those rotations, and more than being quick on the rotations, they need to take the map space away on the back of the utilities that their composition will provide.
It seems that the members of Fire 5, though, on the other side, are looking for a little bit more of an unorthodox composition. This might just end pretty badly if they're going to pick up this Reyna, because not having a proper entry could be a problem for them. But at the end of the day, it seems though Jai Chakan are going to be going in for a little bit more of a different setup of their own. No raise whatsoever for the map of Bind. It's going to be a little bit on the dicier side, but let's just see how this works out for them.
I'm still kinda okay-ish if you've got a Jet as well, because we've seen multiple teams out there who like to execute with the Jet itself. If I'm not wrong, we've also seen previously Sentinels with Tens playing on the Jet, going in for those executes. They normally pair it up with the Yoru 2 side by side, but we're going to talk about that later. Yes, picking up a Jet, I think it could potentially be okay. With the nerfs that you've still received, I think so Raze would have been one of the best duelists, if not the best, in the entire Valorant game itself. I really feel that it's better to go for a Raze pick on most of the maps out there rather than picking up a Jet. But that's, again, my personal opinion. But we'll just quickly jump into the game and see how everything is going to pan out, because again, it's going to be firefight on the attack, Jai Chakan on the defense. We'll be moving on to the pistol round, where I actually see 6 ghosts. And wait, Equinox also has a half shield and a ghost, so this could be potentially a big problem.
What? They raid post this, man? Okay. That is so unnecessary, but if they're doing this, I'm all for it, man. It seems those trees as well. Very aggressive when it comes down to the first initial take. The members of Fire 5 have absolutely no idea what's waiting for them on the opposite side. Bullet comes in. He's the one that made this class cannon happen. And he's still so aggressive. Absolutely no respect being shown by the members of Jai Chakan. And now, with the full control that they've established towards the B side and also getting that first skill, they forced all the members of Fire 5 to go directly towards the opposite side. Oh,
what a crazy scan that was, but Kundu, oh my goodness! Gets
Kundu?
3 with the ghost of himself. And Swag as well goes with the flash. Now he knows the position. Survey still looking to move over towards the elbow. and does not want to go in for the retake from that exact one spot. Now, here's the thing. You've already told it's difficult to retake towards the B side. I've mentioned it on every single day itself. But can Equinox and Silver make this happen? He goes in, tag down to 52, already ding. But again, 125 HP on Equinox. Can this Cypher play out just like the opponent, or maybe better because the Raze nade did a lot of damage. Survey as well being taken apart. Probably, yes, Kundu's gonna go get a 4K himself. Equinox shuts him down, but he needs to make his move quick because the time is of essence. 37 HP, does not have any idea about swag. Who is just waiting? Not a knife! First itself.
That's one way of starting off this entire game. It feels as though the members of HITEX Convention just had a little bit too much confidence going into this first battle. And they got completely shattered right after that. Good God. You gotta slow yourself down sometimes, right? The fact that Kundu got 3 kills on Showers when they pushed him as a 3-man squad just goes to show that the members of Fire 5 are not to be trifled with.
I mean, I thought Equinox would be the one who would come out at clutch because of the ghost and the half shield, that extra 25 HP, but he was already dinged down thanks to the paint shells. But again, Shower's aggression being shown. The Fire 5, 6 HP onto Survey, shorty in hand. He really want to go in for that disrespect. The flash should give out the position of Sky, and he's waiting in that corner. He gets 2. What a proactive play, Survey! My God, on 6 HP.
This is just perfection coming in from Survey, but you need to be careful about the other side of the corner. They need to get 2 kills, Pixels. He missed out on the shots there. He needed to find 2 to make this one a possibility for a win for them. Still looking pretty bad. Shree open things up with a headshot. The Cypher very low in the HP department, but now they have to worry about Force. On the opposite side, he's going to be able to hit the shot that he needs for his team to get themselves in towards the spike plant position. Bullet good for the first initial kill. Knows exactly where Force is. The timing needs to be present. The shots need to connect, but Force, the strafe was just a little bit better. 0-2, but a very expensive round coming in for the members of Fire 5. Don't forget, this was just one shorty that completely demolished their presence over towards the A side. They didn't clear the corners. They did not use a Trailblazer, and they paid the price for it too here.
They used the Trailblazer so early on in the round to try and gather the information that Survey just found the perfect timing. And this literally is a smack on the back of their head. Like, literally he did that. And Shorty's just got 2 shots. He waited for the perfect moment and got both of them.
He's so smart too, coming in from Shree. Yeah, he's so smart too, because he knows that because he took out all of their weapons, they have to be going in for a little bit of a save here with half shields. But Force, again, being the game changer for his team, he's able to find the refrag for a squad that they required, but still losing out on that raise and losing out on your entry and the utility that the raise has to break down these Cypher trips, it's going to be a problem. The Sova needs to use the shock darts, and that is not really a thing of value for you as you're trying to entry onto the site.
That is indeed true. We'll just have to wait and see how this one's going to pan out for them, because again, we've got the numbers advantage for the side of Jai Jakan, and on the back of the 4K in the previous round, it's not a very solid buy either ways for Fire 5. So good point mentioned by you as well. That Outlaw should hurt them in this one.
30 seconds left.
Still, it's saddening that he could not get any more value out of it than he did in the early on with just 1 pick, but Incendiary to stop them for a while. Pixel still holding the angle. Survey gets another one. Force taken out. Fire 5 now losing a lot of members, not a lot of time on hand, so they've got to go in for this quick execute, and the site is already stacked up. Pixel's gonna find a timing, not going to the cage. Equinox is the first one. Kundu gets taken down, and it's a simple wrap up. Survey gets a 3K, just 1 away for his Hunter's Fury now.
They aren't impervious.
Yeah, they walked into the waiting arms of Survey there. Just took it slow and steady. Survey didn't take a single risk in any one of these fights. It was just Shree who was the one to take that initiative. He took out the Outlaw. He knew for a fact that the members of Fire 5 had half shields going into this. So why invest? Because he knows he can get away with something like this, and that is the strength of this weapon. When you know for a fact that your opponents are at economic disadvantage going into the following round because they have brought up some weapons, you now have an option to completely punish them for going in for forces like that. A level of counterplay that this one particular weapon has added in towards the game is just substantial. But it seems as though the members of Fire 5, they don't really care much. They have stormed their way in towards the side, but Survey, he's not going to be skipping a beat out here at all. Shock darts coming in to deter them and to maybe chip away a little bit of HP coming in from Force. But now, it's a 5v4 retake. And with the weaker weapons, Fire 5, they don't know what's coming towards them.
I mean, they're literally on a stave at this point. They'll be picked apart one after the other. Survey takes one. They already know the position of the remaining players. Lamp control still not established, but oh my goodness. Walking out of the smoke without utils, and the punishment is just there. Robo getting taken down too. A flawless round from Jai Jakan. A perfect play. I was about to mention how I'm not a big fan of that post-plant situation. Because again, a lot of the teams usually go in with a quick half retake of the site wherein they just have that one potion in front of the car that they can go and get a quick plant on and all move back. Just having two position for them at maximum, the lamps, and apart from that, the cubby that's just on the downside of the teleport and the boxes. And that is not a good place for a post plant whatsoever, no matter how solid your post plant utilities are. Maybe you could go for a few lineups here and there, but you need to take down at least half of the site or have the showers clear so that if there's anyone going in for the diffuse, you have got a pincer right up. They will be at least worried about someone quickly peeking from the shower. So that is one of the main reason why I feel that a lot of the teams, even though they go for the A execute, they get the plant down, cannot win the rounds in post plant because it's so easy for the defenders to retake. This time, Fire 5 are just trying to just take a different route, going in towards the B. Did not show early aggression, but look at the position coming in from the jet. Owl drone should reveal it. Yes, it has been. Still got the outlaw in the hand and deals a lot of damage, just down to 10 HP. Brimstone, he still is up on his feet, so the orbital strike is a problem.
Yeah, they have to worry with the ults that could be coming into their vicinity, but Robo, not really as close as you would have expected.
Oh
Wait
my
a minute,
God.
it's a double tag. That's a lot of value being given. And with that ultimate possibly connecting to two, not gonna happen though. Robo instead is gonna be the one to jump down and catch out Shri. Losing out on that jet in a position like this is not gonna be the best of situations for us, waiting for the couple of shots that were expected from Bullet. And he's able to go in for the punishment. Gundu again, showcasing his mechanical prowess, not missing a single shot out here. Gundu with the second two, and now it's all up to Survey. He's good for the first kill, but he's not going to be good for anything more than that. He needed to get a kill with that 103, but the fact that he missed out on it just completely broke his team apart, and a B-side retake is not going to happen in a situation like that, especially when you don't have the man advantage going into it.
Even I am still surprised that he was not able to get any pick in that situation whatsoever.
Yeah, it was
Just some chip damage coming in from Shri on Robo,
Right here.
and the instant diary getting a pick onto him. Apart from that, there was absolutely nothing. And even though it was a very massive tag and it was a mid-round information, right? They knew where the hit is going to come. There was no time for them to go in for the rotation. Yes, you can argue they could have gone through the TP, but still, that's an entirely different story. Cypher setup was probably there. Unless he was taken down first. Top cleared out quickly. Robo getting taken down by Survey. He did not even get tagged once and was just gonna take the shock dart
Enemy mark.
to force it out in the showers. Drone again clearing the space. I'm not a big fan again of those utilities because they've got nothing to execute the site now. No out drone and no trailblazer to give them the information. Just a few flashes, and that is all. A neural theft, but they've got absolutely no body. While on the other side, Jai Jakan can literally get to know where the hit is going by Fire 5 because they've got a body in the showers and they've got their own neural theft up.
really quite the interesting feat if they're able to make their way in, but nope.
I've got your trail.
He's aware of the tendencies coming in
30
from these
seconds left.
attackers. A very slow hookah flood could just be coming into the play here. They know for a fact one person's over towards Octagon, but I don't think there's gonna be expecting the second bullet coming in with the power of the Phantom. This is what the Phantom does, baby. You can run and gun, you can do whatever the hell you want. And with the cavalry coming through from the side of spawn as well, the members of Jai Jakan are just going to be the ones to survive. 3-3 as a very close fight breaks out between both of these squads, but Fire 5, it seems as though they're taking things a lot more slower than you would have expected. And whenever you're playing this slow, Scared, you want to establish a lot of map control on the opposite side of the map, because stuff like this will happen quite frequently where you don't really have anyone towards the side of Octagon, and if you're jumping in through hookah, then if you are not able to clear an Octagon properly, you're just royally screwed.
So we'll talk about that execute later, because this op could be very problematic. Shri dodging the flash as well, goes out for the peak, will dash away. But the Trailblazer, it catches him! He missed the op shot because the Trailblazer on the opposite side caught Shri himself. Survey as well trying to join in the fight, but again, camera revealing the position. Robo still trying to force it. Down to 42 HP. He will be healed back up on the other side though, but that was quite messy. But they still have got the hookah control, so Firefly would need to re-establish it. And with the loss of one of their member yet again, and that's the Sova, the initiator, no more recon darts available, no more Owl Drone to invest onto. They used up the Trailblazer early on, got nothing to gather the information. They executed the site on the back of Seekers in the previous one, but this time, maybe the showstopper, because the flash is coming in, and that's just another shot on the back of the head. Tripwire not dealt with. Now this is the problem. They're not being able to deal with the utilities, and Shri with the operator will also shut down the lurk.
30 seconds
It's
left.
just down to the last two members, and they can't do anything. Swag gets one. That's a good thing. Maybe I'm just gonna eat up on my own birds. Try to get the second, but Bullet is just so very good with the Phantom. Last man standing.
Be it.
All right. He got one, but
Yeah.
Survey was just able to shut him down. Shock dart as well coming in the play.
As soon as I saw Bullet just casually running forward with that Phantom, I was like, yeah, I feel as though he's gonna die, isn't he? And yep, he died immediately. Tough positions for the members of Fire 5, but JJ Khan are just really confident in what they're really doing, right? So for now, take a couple of steps back, relax, and try to understand what the attack side is going to try to pull off now. They have the showstopper available. They're decently close to the ultimate too. They just need to get one orb on that Sova, and they have the Hunter's Fury to break open an entire B execute. And yep, they're investing a lot of resources to try and save out Robo. You can't really do that anymore, buddy. You can't break the tripwires with the satchels. You need to give it some time to arm before able to do it. One satchel completely wasted, the ultimate now being popped, and he's not going to be owned by the kill here either. A good ult just thing, and then opens everything up, but Equinox with the spade transfer and the tripwires is just such a problem. One single tripwire just completely put a stop to this execution, and now they have the mana advantage going into this retake.
Oh, the Q should be given that he's inside the cage. And Shri to cold shuts down Kundu already. So I guess you can take the TP, but I don't think so he'll be able to go for the plant, because look at the flood retake that's coming in. Survey already on his way. You should be given, goes for the tap, Survey with the peak. Another shutdown by Jaj Hakan, and their defensive setup just looks immaculate. The opening was pretty solid, yes it was, but the kills that just came after that, the tripwire and the incendiary, both of them just giving so much value to Jaj Hakan.
Where does the molly even come from, Pixels? I know for a fact that this guy has a lot of really good lineups, but does he shoot it all the way from A straight over towards the default position? Because every time, right, they go in for the plan, the molly's just there. Oh! Whoa!
Perfect.
Disrespect!
Sheesh!
God damn, that sheriff shot was just so good.
He just obliterated him right there, but again, Survey
Oh, he's
trying to go
dead.
for his own sheriff shot.
needs
Out
help.
road does not pick up. Yeah, he needs someone. He gets one and gets taken apart quickly. The cavalry is there, but way too late.
Last player standing.
Pixel, can he find something? No, fine, but another sheriff shot, and this showers just seems to be a graveyard for Jaj Hakan. Gee!
Good God.
And that's all just for that one operator.
Yep. Survey was just in such a tough position too. There is no way he's going to be able to get out of that without any form of help. I thought that Pixels would just maybe smoke off the angle. They can run away together, hold the showers in much more of a defensive sideline. He even has his molly to play around with, but no. They disrespected the members of Fire 5. Took a clean 1v1 duel, and Fire 5 just out-aimed them pretty much. Those sheriffs are so deadly in the hands of players like this, but now it's Blood's turn to bring out on this operator and be a little bit of a nuisance. Move on the opposite side. So many ultimates now being utilized. But Bullet, the timing is immaculate coming in from the man. And with so many ults now being utilized by the members of the defense, they need to be careful here going into this. Normal strike, not really necessary, but a good evil that they have used up here to stop this immediate rush.
So here's the thing. I was kind of thinking that why does Fire 5 not go for the paint shell play and take out the tripwire that's continuously stopping them in Octagon? And I realized that why just now. Because they use the paint shells to destroy the tripwire, but after they use the paint shells, then we saw Jai Jakan putting up their own tripwire. They've been just waiting up for so very long. They know that the utility is gonna come through, so they're just waiting there that once it is, then they're gonna put the tripwire. But for now, Smaxing Red, Equinox is getting taken down. Bullets will have to move back. Recon Dart got a scan onto him, and that's gonna be the Hunter's Fury literally from the other side of the map, and Surbe is just so perfect with it. The previous one did not catch any, but this one definitely did. And the Sky on the both of sides is doing so much damage. Has been taken down though. Flash gonna come in straight to gold. Be tagged up. It's gonna be position revealed. Kundu, he needs to make a play. He actually does on the back support of Swag. They just stop everyone. Oh my.
I'll just say that Fire 5 is just really surprisingly. These guys, they know how to make a bad situation into a good one. Even though they lost out on so many of their members, they understood what they really needed to do. And then there is Kundu, man. He's a dark horse for this entire roster. Being on the Cypher, his movement is on point. And he's able to use the mechanics of Valorant to its fullest. He's such a hard target to pin down, and I'm pretty sure the members of Jai Jakan, they're feeling that pressure too here. Surveyed on the opposite side. Does have a little bit of information to play around with. They understand how important getting the shower controls is for their defensive side. An A-hit looks to be imminent, but I do think that the members of JGCon, they're going to be expecting this because the members of Fire 5 have not really utilized enough utility to force an A-hit out that often. And the fact that the members of JGCon are also trying to brute force their way into our showers means that one avenue of the map is now completely lost. And stuff like this is going to happen a lot more often because they do not have proper showers control. You need to go in for a little bit more of a split take. Otherwise, the defenders are just going to casually wait on the opposite side and they can see you for free because of the amount of obstacles that are present for them to stand on.
Just waiting. Seekers, Neuro Theft, everything available. Fire 5 only with the Hunter's Fury and just 3 people to save them. Some shots being fired, but Equinox not connecting. 3-2 cold. Can he get someone with a Blade Storm? He missed all of them. Kundu punishes him for that. He can try and force another fight, but he needs to make a play. Plexi with the Recon Dart now. Should get some information out of it, and that's kind of the fight being won in the showers by Kundu. And now they can go in for their execute as well. Equinox wins out the Cypher duel out there. Tries to still control the side in the long. Bullet with the off shot. Equinox wins the fight against Spores. The site was already flooded by the defenders.
The way he resets as well, like Kundu already knows that I'm not gonna commit to the spray. The discipline of his mechanics are helping him out so much, but his team from time to time are just a little bit too far off. But I'll have to say a very admirable effort coming in from Fire 5 when it comes down to the attack side of Bind, mind you. Arguably the much more harder side, I would say, but looking at the team's playstyle, I do believe that having stuff like this could just be better, but Bullet, what a shot at Cap! He's just absolutely going to be the thing that slaps him down! Flash is coming through from either side, and Bullet's going to be able to get out too! Equinox maybe a little bit too aggressive for his own good, but he wanted to back up his teammate, and that's completely fine. They still have the man advantage going into this round.
He dodged the flash so perfectly, but again, he needs to win the fight. 3-2 cold. Kundu just looked away for that 1 second, and that's exactly when he got taken out. The incendiary forces Swag to take the fight, and he wins that one survey. But again, on that corner, they'll be able to wrap it up with the support of Pixel. Teammates coming in for Jai Jakan, ending up at a 7-5 situation. So much happening in just this one half. I can only wait to see what's going to happen in the future.
Ouch. How did Bullet even hit that shot through the Hunter's Fury, mind you? You can barely see anything through that one ultimate, and he just casually gets a one tap over towards Robo. The poor guy's not been having a good game out here. Very unfortunate roundup for him. As you can tell, right, Scared, that he's not really doing the bad play. He had ample amounts of utility to try and take that fight. He just got dumpstered upon by a Bullet, who just had the better shot. The stars aligned for him. And with that, the members of Fire 5 not looking to be in the best of spots, as Robo took a full blind to the face. The poor guy wasn't even expecting to be blinded for that long. That's a pain shot's now gone.
Just
And the
immortal.
defense not looking hot.
Cypher's setup is directly towards the B with the camera and the tripwire. So A has been stacked up by 5-5. Flexi, Force, Robo, the incendiary to push anyone was in that corner backwards. Split can come at any time, but look at the lurk from Equinox. He was just waiting to try and find one opening. No one's giving him any kind of peek whatsoever, and this has basically resulted in one of the defenders rotating away, who should now get the cue to come back as the execute begins. Recon dart was taken care of, no information on the back of it. Flexi can move out of the smoke and try and get one maybe, but that would be very risky of a play. Recon again taken care of, no information, no utilities. They've got to brute force their way to try and retake the site. Going in towards the lamps first. They're going to take the entire control. Headshot coming in, but again the cavalry on the other side take them apart one after the other. Pixel taking care of Swag, Bullet as well, trying to go in for the trade. Survey and Pixel will just wrap it up as well for their team. Jai Jakan continuing their assault on the attack.
Okay, Scared. Can you guess why the members of JJ Khan were able to execute this so beautifully? Just take a gander. What happened during
the
the
shower
stage?
control? I think so. They just have the entire shower control as well as the short control, and maybe, just maybe, Equinox made the noise on towards the B side, which got the defender away.
Not only that, do you see how early they were able to establish the control there? Plus, they also baited out how much util did they bait out? They baited out the incendiary. They baited out the paint shells as well. There was absolutely nothing that the defenders could have done to try and stop them, right? They could sit in corners to whatever the hell they want.
Exactly.
And because of that, they were able to take one-on-one fights, and their duels were much more favorable. Going into this round, yes, of course, this is an eco. They're able to take it down to a 4v4 situation, but still, the stronger weapons will prevail in a lot of situations, unless the members of Fire 5 are able to find proper trades here. Going into this, utility is very low.
Possibly.
They're all gonna need to rely on their gunfights. Maybe a fake plant will be a little bit more suboptimal. Robo, you can't miss those. Pressure got to him,
Jeez.
and he's gonna pay the price for it with his own life there. 2v4 on the map, and I think it's all but over for the members of Fire 5.
Oh. Maybe not. The run gun comes in. Pixel takes him down. Long range fight. Kundu. He is not good for any. Just some chip damage onto the players. Just as you mentioned, the better weaponries will prevail. And yet again, exact same thing done by them in the previous, just like the previous round. But this time, we did see some retaliation from Fire 5 early on. It was a 1-for-1 trade indeed. But they just could not keep the control of showers with themselves. And they had to just give it away. All half shields, not a single full shield from Fire 5. And I feel that would be troublesome because a very solid bonus round is coming in from Jai Jakan.
I was expecting maybe a outlaw to come in from the attackers, but I'm gonna be going in for anything like that. So for now,
Imagine.
possibility of a 10-5 is there, but With Swag now backing up a little bit here. Shri. They're looking for this execute, but they're going into the side of the Cypher, which is pretty dangerous. And Swag, the timing is just so beautiful. The pre-fire working out wonders for them. And with that, that's a very important kill for them, because without that Sova, this entry is close to impossible, right? What are they going to use to break this tripwire? They can't even use the Trailblazer to go in, because the Cypher tripwire just comes back instantly. Oh, he's able to walk in.
Wait. Why is Pixel here? Why is Pixel here? He gets stacked up as well. So right in front of him, maybe just to bait out a few shots, going to get taken down. The steel cage, block one angle. Pixel's going to be going in for the orbital strike. Tip damage comes in, but everyone's now pushed up back. But look at the elbow angle. You still have the Sky there. Robo is going to be taken down, but the Patience comes in. This should push Equinox back, or maybe force him to take the fight. Steel cage again. Back up, goes inside his own steel cage, trying to play proactive, puts out the camera as well. Now wants to run back towards the side to rendezvous with his teammates. Everyone's just gonna jump out of that smoke. 3-2 Cole gets 2 of them. Flexi still going in for the retake. They've got to worry about 2 different angles. Hookah, and now the site is lost. Try and flood in, but the angle is forced out for Robo. Wins the duel, and he's just gonna stay. Robo. The execute was actually pretty good, but the retake was even better.
A phenomenal play coming in from the members of Fire 5 when it came down to the last execution. They took their time, they didn't rush any of their strategies, and because of it, they were able to come out on top for all of it as well. Jaichakan shaking in their boots a little bit here, but then again, don't forget that last round was a pure bonus for them, if I do remember, with a couple of their members going in for buys. But now weaker weaponry all around. But at the end of the day as well, the members of Fire 5, they also had to lose out on a lot of their weapons, and that is going to hurt them overall when it comes down to their economy. If the members of Fire 5 lose here, they're not going to have enough money to go in for a buy in the following round, even if they win out on 2 consecutive.
So here's the thing. Since Jaichakan themselves invested in a couple of Randalls in the previous round, even they do not have a perfect buy. So if you just compare the economy and the weaponries, you still are seeing Fire 5 having the advantage. So potentially they should be able to steamroll through this round, unless the Hero Vandal on Pixel or the Hero Bulldog on Survey gets a few of the heads knocked off. But we'll just have to wait and see. Fire 5 have the Seekers up, so they can try and play on the back of those Seekers if they really want to and play for the late round info. But wait. Robo, he's actually playing so very up ahead and aggressive. Flash should give them the Q, but no way! Robo actually gets on the back support of Flexi coming in, who takes down Survey, and they've established the entire shower control and will concede the space on towards the shot where Pixel gets 2k for himself. And the execute should now begin, because Force has been blocked off by the smoke.
Wait, no, Force
does he
doesn't
move
walk
forward
through past the molly. This is going to be perfect for him. Force, if he has the timing in it, he should be able to get 1 free frag for himself at the bare minimum. It all depends on Force at this point, because I don't think anyone's looking at him. I don't think anyone even expects him to be in that position. But oh, wait a minute, the tripwire is now present too. Yeah, he can't even push himself up. Bad positions all around. As when you look at the positioning of the members of Jaichakan, it's almost impossible. How do you flush them out of this? They're just waiting for him like a firing squad. And with that, the members of Fire 5, double digits seems to be inevitable. As Jaichakan made a beautiful play happen from something close to impossible. I honestly thought with 3 members pushing all the way up from A short, things could have just been pretty bad for them. But immediately, I don't know why, the members of Fire 5 invested 3 players on showers. That basically is like it's like a one-way ticket, right? For the members of Jaichakan to be like, hey, they have 3 players on showers. That basically means there's no one holding side. Why would you play 4A? Unless you're gamble stacking, and you won't gamble stack when you have a full buy. Jaichakan just walked into A short for free. Where's the player on backside? Someone needs to hold short. A very big mishap coming in from the members of Fire 5, causing them to lose this round, and also to go in for a full-on save.
I would still say that we're gonna talk about that round later. As again, Seekers invested quickly. Oh my god, all the sheriff shots fired, but that was not the Seeker who was actually charging him. Bullet's gonna remove the tag as Recon goes towards the backside to scan it. Why, such crispy aim with the sheriff of himself. The new Kuronami skin set. Survey doubles it up as well. Gets it two for himself. Trailblazer scanning already. But slowly, you're also going to see the lurk that's coming in from Raze. The owl drone again. Reveal the information. Trying to scan the close corners. Camera taken care of. Swag still has got his own seekers if they really want to go in for the investment. But maybe are just waiting to get one more pick. And then on the back of it, they will try and go in for that fight. I've already noted down the position of one. Ready for the flash because the peak is going to come in from Kundu. Maybe? No. It's just for the information. 35 more seconds now. I'm not quite sure if that was the best decision because the execute begins. Smoke goes out, Recon dart to reveal the position. Kundu's position has been revealed. And now, here's the lurk. It's actually taking the timing right now. They can try and find a good pick on the back of it. If everyone saves their life. That is, Robo gets one quickly, just as mentioned. Seekers now invested.
Oh, no.
3-2 cold. Taking care of Robo. Kundu as well gets one, but the timing needs to come now or it's never. Two shots in the max. Swag needs to get both the players. Now 1
Very
HP
low
on Survey.
HP.
He literally just needs to get one. Can he take care of Survey first? Can he find
No,
the pick? No, he missed
Swag!
both the shots. It's going to reload. It's
They
got to
both 1
reload.
HP.
Goes in for the flash.
Oh, this is
Bullets.
so bad!
Pixel himself, he gets taken down. And he should go in for... Nah, he does not have the time. Possibly he takes care of Survey, but does he have enough time? That is the question. It's
Yes,
gonna
he
be
does.
too close to comfort. Maybe, yeah, he does. 0.85 seconds, but what a play from Swag himself. And he started it all with the first headshot.
I don't know why Pixel just didn't jump down and go in for the kill. They were both at 1 HP. The man has a sheriff in his hand. If he had a Vandal, yeah, I think that there was a chance that Pixel could have flicked onto his head, but with a sheriff in hand, that was a perfect situation for Swag, right? Any other weapon, and there was a pretty good opportunity for the members of Jaijakan to win out on this round, but because he had a sheriff, things were drastically different. 10-7 on the scorecard, a couple of mishaps coming in from the members of JJKan, but overall, their strategies are just a little bit better compared to the members of Fire 5. Fire 5, though, on the other hand, they're gritting their teeth for a lot of these rounds. It's gonna be a tough one. The Blade Storm now coming up. As Force utilizing the Molly to just completely buff off the angle. That's a lot of ultimates being utilized to kill just one person. And good God, he got a double tag out of it too. Survey, you're an absolute legend.
Pixel now being tagged up by those paint shells. They've not yet gained control of the site. They can go in for the execute whenever they want, and maybe this is going to be the cue because Robo gets taken care of as well. It's down to a 3v5 situation. Recon Dart is up. They still want to gather a few extra intel. Maybe want to grab the last defender who's on towards the B to go rotate towards the A so that they can try and execute on B, maybe. Nah, they're still going in for the util dump. The Trailblazer again revealing the position, but Flexi gets one quickly and gets taken care as well. Survey with a 3k. Maybe he can try and go in for an ace if his team really wants him to. It's indirect to push anyone backwards who's playing in lamp so that they cannot stop the planter. Smokes are up as well. There's no information given whatsoever. Swag will double up with his own teammate. On the back of this flash, they can try and go in for the play, but they have no information. There's no one in the showers as of now. Neural Theft is going to give it everything that they need. But a 2v4 seems way too difficult. Reposition coming in from Survey as well. Now he'll be going in towards the Sour. Pixel gets taken. Here's the first pick onto Swag. He is taken down. Kundu now the last man standing. Position known, and Pixel will wrap him up as well. I was about to say that Jaijakan took a lot of time for that execute, but they had the numbers advantage, so I mean, they can take as much time as they want.
Swag, though, not taking the tactical timeout to just calm his team down at this point because their roster has not really been looking that good when you look at themselves, look at them as a team. Because personally, I would say the members of F5 are incredible individually. They're hitting shots, they have the mechanics, they know what they need to do separately, but it's the age-old problem for a lot of these up-and-coming teams, the underdogs, that they have no idea how to play together as a team. Look at the members of JJCon. They're a little bit shaky, but they still know the bare bone basics of playing together as a squad, and that's where the experience is coming into play, right? The level of experience these players have playing in the professional scene, they just know how to adapt, they know how to learn, and they know how to bring the best out of their team in situations that are absolutely horrible. Pixel's coming in with his buddies, holding down perfect lines of sight together, they're communicating well, while on the members of Fire 5, I just see 5 players running around doing their own thing in a lot of situations, and if they hit their shots, yeah, absolutely great, they're able to win the rounds, but if they miss, they have absolutely nothing to fall back on.
It's like a you miss I hit situation thingy.
Yeah.
Wherein if 5-5 miss, Jajikan are definitely going to hit. And again, I've been loving the way they're using their own utils. Just apart from the previous round where it was still quite confusing if they wanted to go in for the execute, and if yes, then why were they taking so much of the time? Apart from that, everything else just looked so immaculate. Maybe they were just waiting for Fire 5 to give those peaks and maybe play aggressive to gather the intel, and they were waiting to go in for the punish. And that is kind of what happened, because Fire 5 they gave the peaks first and they were taken down. Showers, way too cold, long range fight, Vandal is what they need. Bullet with the Phantom as well, just able to shut everyone down, and now the Showers control is established. This looks like a rinse and repeat of the previous round, because the positions are like almost the same. Of course,
Player standing.
he was just not looking in the right direction. Survey as well, taking down Swag. It's just down to one lurker,
planted.
whose position should be known with the tripwire. It's gonna break it, and everyone's now moving towards him. No. Wait a second. Not a knife. Not a knife. Not a knife. No, they're just ready. Oh my god, a fire.
The Avengers have assembled. Literally, the Avengers have assembled. The poor guy didn't even see all of them, by the way. There was one on top, one on bottom, one on top of the box, and one on the left. They were all ready for it. And that's the thing that I was talking about. JJ can't just know how to play angles like this. Plus, at the same time, I do believe that the members of Fire 5, they have a misunderstanding of how to hold showers. Whenever you have a composition with the Brimstone, with the Raze, and a Sova, and you don't have that second control, you cannot play showers that aggressively. It's a death wish. If you do, you need to play that a lot more defensively instead. And now Flexi, he's all by himself on showers. No one's pushing up with him. And they're going to be able to get this angle for free.
But look at the other side. Look at how far 5
That
have
is a good
pushed, and on the
push.
back of it, they get 2 picks for themselves. I love the adjustment coming in from them. They realize that Jajakan have been continuously playing for the showers control, and they try to take the shot control. So this was a good opportunity for them to go for the B long push, and they were able to get a good value out of it. Shri to Cole's position, noted. I don't think so they are going to lose this round. They just look in a perfect position, but holding a pretty aggressive angle in towards the hookah too. With Swag just waiting for the contact. The flash should give them the idea that there's no one there, but Survey might have caught the timing. He does not check the corner. The crossfire is perfect. And Robo gets a 3K. Bullet trying to equalize the odds, gets one, but it's an ace or a nothing for him. And the paint shell will be chunking him down. Robo with a crispy aim. Get a good round for himself. A 4K. And 5-5 survive for one more.
Yeah, Robo had a pretty rough start, but now that he's heated himself up, now mine looks to be a little bit more probable, but they still have a lot of steps to climb before reaching the summit here. 4 rounds that they still need to try and figure out how to make it through up till the very end. They have the ultimates to do so, don't forget. Orbital Strike is there. The Hunter's Fury is present. The Seekers are also on the hands of Fire 5 to utilize if they need it. They have a good chunk, but possibly an A hit could, possibly a B hit could be on the cards here.
What?
But it's an immediate slowdown.
Wait a second. Was that a Trailblazer mess up coming in from Jai Jakan?
Possibly.
But Bullet, I guess so. Yeah, it was a mess up of a Trailblazer. My goodness, using such a utility so early on in the round. They don't even have any other control of the map. But I like the way that they played this one, getting a quick control of the B main,
Full retake.
giving out the information. That flash did not catch anything, and now they're working towards the other part of the map. 3 players were stacked towards B, but they're slowly rotating towards the A. They need to make this quick so that they can go in for a flood retake or stop the execute, because Seekers have been invested. Recon goes in quickly. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury invested as well. Force position known. Flexi gets one. Bullet gets taken down. He gets two with the Hunter's Fury. That is massive. Very massive. And straight 2 goals going to be taken down to Robo with those shots. If not him, the orbital strike would have done it. Survey standing 3v2. Still doable. If he can find out one more pick. Because the rotation is still on the way. He gets a
Spike down A.
Quickly trying to equalize the odds. Spike nowhere in control. So has to move forward quickly. Goes in for the shock dart. Reposition comes in. No more time to go for the party. Actually takes it, but Swag knows better. Gets him down quickly and holds his ground.
If Pixels got that kill, yeah. If Pixels got that kill, right, they would have won this round. That would have been a heartbreak and a half for the members of Fire 5. Very close calls, Fire 5, but at the same time, how many ultimates did they utilize? They're scared. They used all 3. They used their Seekers, the Hunter's Fury, and the Orbital Strike. They put all their eggs into one basket. I know it's a do or die for this particular map, but still, you need to pace yourself when it comes down to the ults, because now they have absolutely nothing to try and stop this attack from just rushing it through. Never mind, Robo's there.
Yeah, exactly. That one thing can help them out, but the Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft, so mid-rounding is gonna be pretty solid. If in case Jaji can't be able to get a pick, but no is the answer. Robo gets another one, and Force just tripling it up as well. Some extra spray down. They've got control of the spike. No, Survey has picked it up quickly. 62 HP. Still wants to go in for the ego peak, maybe. He's firing shots by Force, and he gets the headshot too. Survey gets taken down. Now it's all down to Equinox. Can he find a pick?
Good shot, Equinox.
But just one. He needs 4 more of those. And he's got to make a cross in front of an operator. Maybe with the steel cage he can do it. Wait, no way he's going to try peek it, right? Oh, there's a gap! But the shot is not connecting. He missed it, playing up of his own smoke. And look at how 3 people are being pushed back now.
I must wait a moment. Cage triggered.
He's able to isolate a couple of more of these 1v1s. He doesn't even have the spike on his hands though.
No way. It is doable. Is it? Nah, he does not have the spike. So he's got to force this fight right here, or maybe just go for a save now. He's already done a lot of damage.
Left.
Yep. A lot of damage dealt already, and now he's decided to go in for a save. Jeez.
Yeah, this was a little bit too rough for him to even try and attempt here. 12 to 10 as this one operator coming in from Robo was just a game changer that they needed. And I love the fact that Robo was now just in his element. The momentum is in his control as well. And even though Equinox took him down, that's completely fine. He had a really rough start with going like what, 3 and 12 almost, and now being at a 15 and 20. The fact that he's back in towards the game will be a massive momentum shift for the members of Fire 5. But on the opposite side, Jay Chakan, they do have a couple of their ultimates coming online soon as well, but they need to use it in tandem with each other. Adaptation is the name of the game for them as Bullet. Maybe a bit too aggressive here, buddy, because Force on the angle and the crosshair placement not working out in his favor. Bullet, he paid the price for it too. One small mistake is all that is required for you to lose out on a very important member.
Oh, what a Hunter's Fury. Should catch one at least. Tagged up Robo. Just the and that's the operator taken care of. Swag gets Pixel, but at what cost? 3v5, they have no showstopper. And Flexi needs to win the fight for the Showers control. He gets a little too impatient. Can he get the pick now? Oh, he actually does. Shri misses his own shot. And that could be the miss of the round, maybe. 18 HP. He should be getting a heal by stepping in a few more steps closer. Yes. Being brought back up to 100. Kundu is still holding the angle. Equinox have decided that they want to rotate towards the other side. They do not want anything what Fire 5 is selling right now. But
30 seconds left.
when will Fire 5
Cypher
realize?
trips.
It's a 3-man. Yeah, there's a Cypher trip there, but it's been taken down. They'll all be moving. The camera should give all the information that they need. Everyone's just moving and quickly trying to go in for a flood retake. No one there to stop them, but maybe Survey, maybe he can take them down. The flash to push him back. Equinox now will play proactive. Inside the box, can he take them
One
down? The
enemy
crosshair
remaining.
placement looks
Good
perfect, but Equinox wins it out only for him to be traded quickly. Survey repositioning. They do not know his position. They're revealing everything, and Survey gets the clutch
Attackers win.
and gets his team across the finish line.
Is nice now and then. Thank you.
What a great repositioning, and I love the fact how he just went in for that one last second neural theft that revealed the position of both the members. That is immaculate.
They had absolutely no idea where Survey was playing either. The fact that he walked his way up very slowly, keeping his position completely unknown through the entirety of that neural theft as well. It was just perfect, because who would expect the Cypher to just casually walk up on a 1v2 that close in a position like that, right? He just casually walked up. He's like, oh, Equinox, you take your fight. I'm gonna wait until the neural theft comes in. I'm not gonna play from long. I'm a Sova, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even if I have my Hunter's Fury come online, I'm just gonna walk up slow, be as close as possible towards that angle, and then take that duel. That is what you need to do sometimes. He took a risk, and that educated risk and that adaptation play coming in from Survey was what pushed them over that finish line. Getting to this point was a really tough call, because the members of Fire 5 individually, they're extremely talented, but you can see right at the very end as well, the body system just did not work out perfectly. I don't know why the Sova went in for a fight together like that. They could have separated themselves a little bit, one going from the left, one coming in from the right, cleared out all the angles that way, but coming in together from one single point just allowed Survey to get everything for free. Small mistakes will cost you on these 1v2 duels, right?
That is true, but that's one way of looking at it. I still feel that it was kind of okay, and Flexi had enough time to go for the trade too. He had his crosshair, he just missed his shots, and that is the reason
true.
Survey actually ended up getting a 3k. So I still feel that even though they did not know the position of their opponent, they might have thought that rather than giving him a possible 1v1, let's just both move together, because if he gets one, the second one can get the adjustment quickly and get him taken down. And half of it happened exactly that. They both went in, they both basically peeked Survey at the same time. They did not see him at first, but once he fired those bullets and connected the first shot, they both knew where he exactly was. And Flexi, he even turned towards him. He crouched down as well, but his spray just could not land in on the head of Survey, and Survey got a headshot with the adjustment. So it's just that Survey was feeling in this game. That's what I would say. He should be the MVP, because the scorecard will definitely tell us
Yes,
that.
30 kills,
And
right?
it just seemed that, yeah, we're gonna have it in the next few seconds maybe. But one thing is for sure, that Survey, last time I saw him playing on a duelist, he was decent, but just seemed that he was quite uncomfortable getting along with his team, at least. This time, the way he was going in for the trades and the way he was utilizing his own duelist, because he was getting all the crosshairs of the members of F5 away from him, he managed to get all the trades possible.
I completely agree with you there. I think that Survey as a player, he is very mechanically gifted. But I've also seen that when players are extremely mechanically gifted, some of them are better as secondary entries compared to primary entries. You can see that Shri is one of those players that has the mechanical skill, but he also has that entry potential. He knows how to get himself in towards the site and allow his teammates to just do whatever the hell they want. And Survey is just so reliable as a secondary entry, or even as the second point, that whenever his duelist dies, he's able to get those refrags. And having that kind of a rock on your team is just so important, and Survey just carried out that role beautifully. When it came down to the defensive side, when it came down to the attack as well, he did not miss a single refrag. And that's the difference maker, right? For a team, when you have a beautiful refragger like Survey on your squad, you don't really have anything to worry about as a duelist player, because you can always trust in your teammate. And that level of trust was the main thing that JJ Khan had in comparison to the members of Fire 5, because there were certain situations I felt as though the players from Fire 5 were a little bit more inclined to do their own solo plays instead of trying to rely on their teammates for a lot of it.
I would 100% agree with you, because there were so many situations where their flood retake could have been a little more clean on the back of more of the utilities, because half of the time they were just relying on the flashes that were coming in. And apart from that, I don't think so they had anything else being used up. I wanted to see a few of those incendiaries being kept up for the retake as well, because we were seeing a lot of the times they were being used up to try and stop the push from showers. And since again, very well mentioned, as Jai Jakan were taking the shower control so very early on, they just had to force the brim utilities to try and stop that. And even after, you're going to force your utilities early on, your opponent has much more than sufficient time. If they want to go in for the rotation, they can go for the rotation, or they can just wait out for your utilities, wait for their own refreshables to get back up, and then go in for those executes. And most of the times, whenever the A execute happened, we saw exactly that, because the recon was there for the info. They also went in for either the outdrone or the trailblazer, and they gained the shower controls way too early on without any major utilities, just a few flashes at max. And
True.
combining with all of that, I think so, yes, the retake for the side of Firefly, it looked a little bit shaky, but I still want to focus down on their attacking half, because that is something that they might have got an extra round there, might have helped them out.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But I'll have to say that their attack side was like, it was okay. It was nothing to write home about, but they did
True.
pretty well. You could tell that on the defense side they had a lot of other problems though. I think, as you just mentioned, it was primarily on the basis of utility usage. There were certain situations where they utilized the utility a little bit too early, and when you compare it to the members of JJ Khan, they utilized their utility very sparingly. There were certain situations where I felt as though the members of Fire 5 just threw out utility just for the sake of having utility, right? They're like, oh, I have a pain shell, I need to throw this one out. They're not really gaining any form of value out of it. Certain situations where JJ Khan used their utility, it was to gain space. They established a portion of the map under their rule, and they're like, okay, this is our side of the map now. I'm going to hold it for as long as I possibly can. So I force my opponents to clear it out by dry peeking or by utilizing their own util. That's how you're supposed to give and take utility. We talked about this, like the give and take strategy, that in Valorant, it's all about a game of chess. I make a move, you make a move then right after. And it felt as though the members of Fire 5 just did not really make a retaliation for a lot of this. They put all their eggs in one basket, and they just hoped that, oh, JJ Khan are not going to do anything anymore. They're just going to go in for a side execute, or they're going to be afraid to take this portion of the map. And as we're going to be jumping on down over into the scorecard, we're going to be able to see that a little bit more by looking at the KDA pretty much. Because Robo, I think he fell into that problem early on in the game. 15 and 21. 21 deaths happened purely because Robo just kind of phased out, I would say, when it came down to his utility usage from time to time.
I would agree with you about that fact, because the playstyle that was coming in from the side of Jai Jakan, it was, yes, very perfect. You knew they had a game plan in their mind, and they knew what they wanted to do, and they were executing that. But on the other side, Firefly were playing a lot more defensively and reactively. And whenever there's an opponent that plays way too slow, the reactive play just does not give you as much value as you would have hoped it to give. Because few of the rounds that they actually got were more or less based on their hero plays that came out. It could be from Kundu, it could be from Robo or Swag. So half of the rounds that they actually got were based on the hero plays. Yes, the utility usage was there, but it was not a very good, or let's just say it was not perfect. It needed to be a little more better. But on the other side, my Surveyed with 32 kills, 381 ECS. We've already talked about this guy, how comfortable he was looking on Sova. Yeah, exactly. 381 ADS and average damage. ADR, look at that. 238. That's just insane.
Almost 2 kills per round, mind you. On a Sova. He's just something so different.
he almost, if you're going to count in assists as well, he had more than 2 point something KDA ratio. 3 point something. My maths is just that crazy. It's not as cracked as his aim, but 3.2 maybe. That's the average KDA that this guy has got. If he's not getting a kill, he's getting an assist in that round for sure. Getting those 3Ks, it just seemed like he wants all of his clips in the highlight reel. It's going to be posted on the Instagram, so do check it out on the Esports Club page.
True.
Jeez, 5 first bloods. My god.
He played really well. And when you look at the map of Lotus, right, a map that is pretty much a playground for a lot of initiators now, especially with the recent changes, I think that Suri is going to be popping off even more. We may even see him going onto that race too, because if I remember properly, Shri is not really one of those players that really enjoys playing that race overall.
Possible, but again, that's going to be a mystery for us, and it's going to be revealed after this one short break, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you come back quickly. 13 and 10. That was the score of the previous one. But this time, let's see if we're going to see a flip coming in, maybe 5-5 win it out, or we're going to see a 2-0 close out directly. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Arena Championship. This is me, Scared Yet. With me on the desk, Aggressive himself. And my, oh my, that was a crazy match, the previous one, but this one looks even more impeccable.
Yep. Will it be a blazing inferno coming in to go in for the revenge story that we are all hoping for from these underdogs? But it seems the experience is just a little bit stronger when you look at the members of Jai Chakan, because from what we have seen in map number 1, the team knows no remorse. They got knifed at the very beginning of the game, and oh boy, did that sting later on for the members of Fire 5. They got served a dish of revenge, up cold and personal. And going into map number 2, the game of Lotus is going to be even more interesting in my opinion, because now that the map is fully reworked, all the old strategies that the teams have built up over time are no longer as applicable as they were before. Compositions need to be changed to facilitate a lot more of the angles that have been created by Riot for this particular map. In my opinion, this map is now a lot better than ever before. It's no longer reliant on you just winning out duels in a lot of cases because of the long lines of sight that were present previously. Now it's more like you have to utilize utility properly. Otherwise, there are certain angles in certain corners that can completely end you.
That is true. But again, most of those corners and angles are like one and all, right? So maybe seeing a chamber into the mix might actually help it out. That's what we were discussing. So since we're already talking about the composition, let's have a look at it as well. And I was saying a chamber. Equinox has logged it in already. Man, I am a big fan of Jai Jakan now just because they've logged in the chamber. Now please show me some good rendezvous plays as well.
I mean, you place a rendezvous down anywhere and that's perfectly fine, right? But at the end of the day, Jai Jakan... Yeah, I know. Like, the fact that this map has been reworked so well for Chambers purposes is what really scares me. I don't want another Chamber meta. I don't know if you lived through that Chamber meta. Back when I was still actively grinding the game, constantly ranking up, the Chamber just gave me PTSD in more cases than one. I don't want this to be back, but if it's just for one map, I'm going to be completely fine. Lotus, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the better reworked maps. I would say both of the reworks that they have done for Icebox and for Lotus are pretty good. Like, compared to the Breeze rework, they have done an amazing job.
Your agent.
But still, this map is a little bit questionable, I would say, when you look at pro play, because the meta has been shifted so drastically for this map that unless you know how to utilize a double initiator composition, you're going to be in a pretty tough spot, because utility usage is a lot more difficult now than ever before, because even if you use one flash or even if you utilize one form of recon ability, it's not enough to clear everything out. One Trailblazer is not going to give you all the information in the entire world. Now you're stuck with the situation that you need to use a Trailblazer towards the left side of the door near the connector. Yeah, I was trying to find out the word for it. You need to use a Trailblazer towards connector, or you need to utilize two forms of utility to clear out that connector position, because someone could be present right behind that box or even holding from the connector angle. There's too many different options that the defenders can have. We're going to be jumping on down over and towards the game to see exactly what I'm talking about possibly being utilized by these teams. The fact that Lotus is such I would say unpredictable map now, I'm pretty sure that the teams are going to be suffering for it.
I can't seem to disagree over that fact, because you mentioned about the double initiator compositions and both of these teams have heed your calls. The only difference is just the Sentinel and the Duelist. Oh my goodness. A good headshot coming in by Pixel though. That was a wall bang. He is gonna come up just as quickly. Fire 5, so still being unscathed. Pixel, since he repositioned, now has got to move backwards. He's got to concede all of that space. He was the only one who was anchoring. Trailblazers just gonna clear the entire site for them. But wait, they're not going in for the execute. It all seems to be a fake, because Equinox is now in the lurk and in a very awkward position. Is now going to be blistered in, but he gets one! He gets good too quickly. Can he double it up? That's the question. 21 HP. Try and find something more. Up
Spike
close and
down,
personal.
attacker
Swag with the
spawn.
right click, but Equinox actually found Force. He went for a 2-for-1 trade in that case. Swag gets Survey as well. Survey playing on the duelist, on the raise. It's just as you predicted as well previously. But that was, I would say that peak was, I don't think so, necessary at that point. They could have just played with the numbers.
30
But now it's a
seconds left.
3v3 situation. And everyone on Fire 5, all the 3 players seem to be full HP.
I had to question exactly what Bullet's trying to think here. Doesn't really go in for a swing just yet, and that's gonna be a tough call for him. Swag, just find the shot, and they're able to get a free site entry for themselves. Pixels needs to hit the final bullet over onto any one of these players. This retake doesn't look to be that good for them playing in here. Shri, over on the angle, no utility to try and brute force their way in. Missed shots come through, and it's gonna be Swag and Robo with the double swing that instantly shuts down this retake. JJ Khan, the early fight was pretty substantial, but after they got those first 2 kills, it felt as though JJ Khan just wanted to take early fights that really bore them no fruit here.
Just a little bit overzealous, getting too ahead of themselves, costing them the entire round. And again, it's just as you mentioned, the round should have gone to JJ Khan. They had the early advantage, but again, a good take coming in from Fire 5, moving towards the side. That was not very well manned up. Oh, the shot is going to be perfect. Equinox. Just the normal rendezvous plays coming in from the Chamber Lord himself. Gets one, quickly moves away. Reinforcing the B site now, so the hit can't go there. Everyone's slowly creeping towards the A. The connector door has not been broken, so no one for any kind of pincer. The door's been rotated and it's gonna go down quickly. That's the one way. Quite landing perfectly. Nanoswarm to push anyone playing stairs backwards. The flash gonna come in. Flexi looks to be breaking the door, maybe. If they want to go in for a quick maneuver towards the B, because they haven't really done anything taking control of the rubble. Just sowing the seeds of doubt for a B hit possibly, because look at the amount of space that's been taken towards the C, entire mound, and now slowly moving towards the spawn as well. Pixel, his position has been anticipated though in the meantime. Oh, the smoke should give the information where he actually is. The connector now gets broken. The aftershock's gonna come in to push anyone playing close backwards along with the fault line. Stop Flexi himself. Wow. There was a very long fault line. Force quickly wins the duel against Pixel, so no problem of any lurker. Everyone needs to flood directly in.
Now Shree's just stuck up here on the top rope. They need to work their way in towards this as quickly as they possibly can. Chamber has been spotted. Life does not look that good. Equinox somehow missed out on a lot of his chamber bullets. And that's gonna hurt. The headhunt not really finding any form of value. One more kill coming in from Shree could just be the thing that they need to get them over the line here. Doesn't find much, but at the end of the day, Hakuna Matata, right? They got 2 kills, so that's a consolation for prize for them to play with.
The headhunter just could not find the bullets on the head. Could not hunt for the heads. Ha! Look at the wordplay. But yes, this round, it should probably go to JJ Khan. 4 Vandals, a Phantom, everyone with a full buy. I like how Equinox is just 3 away from his tour de force. Everyone else still struggling to find a few extras, but no Viper on either side of the teams. That's something that I really am not too proud of. But if this composition works for them, then why not? Picking up the Omen for those universal smokes that can basically refresh over time. But I still think Viper could actually provide you a lot more value, and a double controller composition is a little bit better. Equinox though playing so very aggressive, gets ahead on to Robo yet again. He's been winning out his duel on the mount time and time again.
Equinox is just such a good aimer whenever you give him a sentinel that he can just be aggressive with. He doesn't have the shackles of the Cypher anymore. That means he can play as aggressively as he wants. Be that chamber that he is meant to be. And the fact that he was able to deter the push that was coming in towards that C side, look towards A. Absolutely no presence being shown by the members of Fire 5. Basically meaning that, hey, the A side didn't have anyone to be a problem with. Now it seems as though the members of GGCon understand that B-side hit is coming, and Pixel, he's just gonna hold down the line. He does for the first couple of shots, and the utility is gonna be there to back him up too. That one chamber trademark is gonna be such a nuisance for them to break through here. As the 2 kills come in, the last player will be Flexi. Position's already known, and Equinox primed and ready to take the shot. 1-2 as GGCon, they get themselves on the board.
Another beautiful opener by Equinox yet again. Look at that crispy shot. He saw the head first and then again peeked in that. And what a paranoia play coming in. Pixel himself getting one quickly. Force was a little too ahead, but at the same time, we also had Flexi. Was missing his own aftershock. Bullet connecting onto his one. And that was a very good round coming in for the side of GGCon. The first one, yes, they had the weaponry advantage, but Tour de Force is now online. And he wants to play an aggressive towards the B, but there's no one towards B whatsoever. 3 players being invested towards Mount for the side of Fire 5, and 3 being invested by GGCon towards Rubble, and they actually get the pick on Force. He's normally the lurker, but that's the smoker out of the picture. He's given the cue to his teammate, so they should be able to take control of the C side quickly as Robo dashes in. There's no one for any kind of resistance, but the spike has still not made its way yet. And everyone on GGCon, barring one, are still playing towards A. Both the players, they also need to go in for the rotation. Survey, they can potentially leave just Survey there and for Sky to go in for the rotation since the plant's now going to come down. And I like the after plant positioning from Fire 5, but they could have pushed even further if they really wanted to. They don't have a lot of space.
He still hit that?
Jeez.
Good God. Equinox, man. This guy is on a different level and his teammates are just gonna follow. The 2-4 is just singing the song of death. Last couple of kills is gonna be Kundu. This last dying breath takes down 2 with him to the grave. 2-2. As 1-4 just completely puts a halt to every single hopes and dreams that the members of Fire 5 could have had to even try to do anything there.
And here's the thing with Tour de Force. You get a pick, and then there's the circular area where everyone is just going to get slowed. So as soon as he got a pick onto the Sky itself, you knew that there was no means of escape for Fire 5. They just have to stand their ground and fight. And now, with only an investment of a Sheriff, we're going to be heading on to a quick tech pause though. With just a Sheriff, now they're also investing on a Marshal. There's an Operator on the other side in the hands of Equinox. You know he's still going to try peak, but the question is where. He's been showing a lot of presence towards the C. He was in the B in previous one. Getting a pick through Waterfall should have given the Q already to Fire 5. So maybe they're looking to aggress towards the A because they've been giving a lot of space to GGCon for free on towards the Rubble. And the Mount push is not helping them.
Positions are tough for them to play in here. Pause has been taken to just iron out some technical difficulties coming in from the side of the players. So for now, as we're gonna see a little bit of a bird's eye view of the entirety of Lotus, let's just talk a little bit more about what's going wrong for the members of Fire 5, right? It's as if history is repeating itself. In map number 1, we talked about it, right? What was the main problem on the attack side? They didn't really utilize utility to establish control, to scare off their opponents from particular angles. They're hoping that their raw mechanical skill will do it for them instead. I don't see any utility being used early. They're not establishing proper map control by just trying to scare away the members of GGCon. They're not baiting out any of the utility as well, basically meaning that those retakes that happened, right, scared. They were with GGCon having full util. Like, they just bursted their way in. 1 kill came in, right? I understand. You had the 2-4 in hand when it came down to Equinox. He was able to get the first frag. But look at the breach. Bullet had all of his flashes and an aftershock going into it. That basically means that they're guaranteed to win there. They have nothing to worry about. And unless I see a lot more of util baiting coming in from the members of Fire 5, their tax, even if they're able to entry onto the site, if the members of JJCon want to go in for a retake, they have the option to do so. They will allow them to take the site because that's the strength of a double initiator. You have the option to fight people on for map control, and even go in for a full-scale retake if you don't want to try and fight into.
I would have said it's more or less like a mirror matchup because, again, there's just two agents who are different, and it's a sentinel and a duelist, which does not matter that much. Because all major
Raze versus Jet
utilities are going to be coming in from Initiator. Yeah, that's going to be Survey though, quickly taking this place. But look at course, he gets a good nasty shot and doubles it up as well. Can he find the third one? Because it's Bullet. He's got the paranoia, gets him, but he's going to be jumping into the safe spot. Could not catch the weapon, or did he? Yes, he actually got that Vandal. So now Bullet is just going to get the respect. How did he hit that shot? That basically has got them the round itself. Basically, unless Force can make another nasty play, but with 62 HP, I doubt. No paranoia in hand either. From the shadows available, yes. Robo has taken a lot of space on towards the sea. He's going to go in for the plant as well. And Robo with the flank, he can actually try and find one. No, but look at how Equinox has basically gotten away.
Pixels!
Alright, he has been smoked. Oh, he gets one quickly, and now the weaponry upgrade. Equinox, does he know? For so close, how he got that shot? I do not even know, but that flick was everything you could have hoped for. And the plant is just not for Robo, and a 1-for-1 trade comes in. Equinox. So very quick. This just seems to be an Equinox show.
First it was Survey, now it's Equinox. There's always one player on this team that seems to be popping off to the fullest of degrees. Even though Survey took a little bit of a back seat here, that's completely fine because the members of Fire 5, they had no idea that Bullet and Equinox had their phone numbers ready for this one. And I love the fact that Robo, even though he got that first kill, looking at the positioning from the members of JJCon, it was impossible for Robo to even go for a full-on spray transfer. Because that angle would have been very difficult for him to go in for a double kill.
And now both the teams are just deciding to force their way towards the rubble. And this is going to get so nasty. Force gets 2k quickly. Bullet now has to break the door to run for his own life as the execute will begin. Fire 5. They can quickly take a lot of space away. There's no one on towards the A side. But again, they do not know it. Alright. Aftershock dodged perfectly by Bullet. Pixel quickly gets one because he went in towards the heaven. The execute has already begun. The spike will be planted, but what a shot by Swag through the smoke. Seekers being invested as well for the last two players as Bullet's position now known. And the other one is also broken quickly. But again, look at this lurk fight that's gonna come in. Kundu should know the position. The operator in hand, and Kundu wins the duel. It seems that we might have jinxed Equinox after so much praise of him, but Bullet has got to run away. He's got to save the operator. That's the heaviest investment in the round. It's a 1v4 situation with Rolling Thunder as well as the lockdown. I don't think he's going to go in for any kind of investment. Just going to close the angle. Kundu, he gets one. No, he does not. Quickly swaps up for the operator. Now has to be worried about anyone going in for the flank. Gets the second one. He's just taking those rifles away. And is taken down to Fire 5. This has been a very expensive play and it did not even succeed.
Things just went from bad to worse in just a couple of seconds here. I thought that Bullet was dead, but they just gave him 1v1 fights knowing that he has an operator up there. Fire 5, a little bit of a mishap coming out from them because now all of the economy that they had built up over in that last 2 rounds is just completely gone. If they lose here, they're done for.
High economy is taken away, yes, but one thing that cannot be taken away is the ultimates. Rolling Thunder could prove to be very fruitful if they want to force this execute, but there's one available on the other side and Bullet is just ready. He wants one contact, he's just investing it. Could potentially be an overkill if it's just one, but it could catch 3 players. Just one contact. Yes, there it is. But he's going to be investing on the back of it. Quickly, a smoke to try and save them, but not for long. The spray through the boxes. Definitely tagging up Robo as well. Goes in for the aftershock play. Forcing the fight and Bullet wins that one too. What an investment of Rolling Thunder. And now the smoke comes in. Pixel just keeping his life is all he needed to do, and he did it the best way possible. They're gonna force their way. The flash being dodged. 1-for-1 trade coming in. Pixel quickly going in. And this is the exact thing that you were talking about, Aggressive. How now you've got to check those extra angles, and just on the back of it, Pixel getting 2.
30 seconds left.
If that angle didn't exist, 2 players would have died there and that entry would have happened. Couldn't do though is a little bit of a danger, man.
Not that scared.
And the fact that he was able to find 2 kills there regardless. All the pressure on his shoulders. And this crossfire was just so beautiful. Swag. He needed to hit an almost impossible 180 headshot over onto Pixels if he wanted to win that fight. And I love the fact that the members of J-Jagan are utilizing the strengths of this map to its fullest. Now that you can create crossfires like this, what do you have to worry about? Not much. You just need to hold down on your angles, dodge out on those flashes, and unless they have the utility to clear you out of those angles, you're just done for. You can tell, right? Having only one initiator going into that fight was one of the main reasons that they fell. They didn't have enough utility to clear out all of those angles, and they need double flashes to even make their entries work.
Oh! Equinox.
Ambitious.
Robo has not been winning. Equinox just seemed to be a nemesis of Robo at this point. Every single time. This is probably the 3rd time that we've seen him pick out Robo in the first pick itself. And then once during the retake. Flexi's been taken out, so that's the pseudo duel is taken care of. Pixel's just gonna double up on it. Force trying to go in for a dry peek. It's just the eco frags. Yes, I know, but I mean, come on.
One enemy remaining.
Equinox just popping off again. Survey taking down Swag.
What?
Kundu trying to get one. Marshall in the hand though. Not being able to use any utilities. They're both just gonna jump onto him. Shri too cold. Gets the final one, and look at the ultimates now available. They've got the showstopper for the retake. This should be pretty close to Seekers if I'm not wrong. Haven't really seen them invest onto it. Just 1 point away. But on the other side, you still have a Rolling Thunder, you still have a lockdown, so they can really go in for that flood execute if they really want to, on the back of Rolling Thunder. And then they've got the lockdown from Post Plant, or maybe could save it for the next one itself. And Force with the From the Shadows could give a lot of information to them. All they need to do is just take this mount control, and that's where they are going. But look at this crossfire that could be created by opening the door. That's what happened. Rendezvous quickly. So the flood is there. Oh, no way. He messed up the satchel. Survey messed up the satchel and also the showstopper, but gets one with the sheer gunpowder. Kundu comes in with the trade. Pixel taken down. But Survey is so very low in that HP. Will run away to safety. As Bullet will now hold the angle on that cross.
Right there.
Equinox coming in. Save his teammate. His leg is visible. Some shots being fired. Not connecting. Equinox take care of Flexi.
One enemy remaining.
That's another initiator taken out. Bullet shuts down Swag. Few eco frags for Kundu maybe.
So impressed.
Gets taken down. I love the fact how Shri to Cole's flash was basically to flash Equinox himself because he's been fragging too much.
Yeah, he's like, leave some for the rest of us, okay? Give me a chance to. I want to get myself onto that scoreboard. The members of Jai Chakan are just so confident in their own plays, and there's not really much more to analyze when you think about it, right? Scared. Firefly were just a little bit lost in the way they're utilizing utility. They're not able to establish any form of control, and Jai Chakan are just hitting a lot more of their shots better. Once more, early levels of util being invested by the members of Jai Chakan, and they're so quick into the investments and also to firm that map control. They're able to go in so fast, and Equinox getting so much value on the opposite side of the map with that operator maybe talking a little bit too much here, but the headhunter is present to go in for those kills regardless. As Equinox, he needs to hit the shots and he's going to be able to do it all. Equinox, he's just an absolute Chad. He's not even running away from any of these fights. He wants these kills and he's going to be the one to get it. Swag Good for the refrag over on the one, but knows the position of the last. It's going to be Survey who gets the final last. 73 is JJ Khan.
Here.
They still hold their lead. And also, their winning streak.
Is that what you said?
They're just getting so restless at this point. Again, drive peaks coming in on the operator, no utility being used, and then the TP directly up front when you know that there's a chamber with the operator in front of you. I mean, that he was basically chanting out that, you know what, I'm just gonna come in front of you, finish me off. That was just such a rushed play, which had absolutely no idea behind its back. And all right, I'm just gonna say it out loud. Fire 5, even though they've been picked apart time after time by Equinox in the exact same position, we're not really seeing them going for that pop flash play on that place. And they have got two of their agents who can literally do that. They've got the Sky, they've also got the Breach. Yes, understandable. Breach flash is, you could say, milliseconds slower, wherein sometimes if the person has good reflexes, can really dodge it. I mean, we really see a lot of pros dodging the Breach flashes, but Sky's pop flash, it becomes so almost impossible to dodge. And they've got a good angle. If really not right in front of them, they could throw it upwards and then go for a pop as soon as it crosses that wall.
It's just so
Also,
tough
they've had-
for them to even find an understanding here. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah. I was just mentioning, they've had Rolling Thunder for the 4 straight rounds now. They've invested on the Seekers. This, alright, this kind of seems to be an okay push coming in from their side at least. Taking a lot of space, breaking the door as well.
Off your feet!
A huge kill as well coming in from Flexi. He's able to open up the entirety of the other side of the map. And now, they're able to just flood their way straight up on towards B. They do have a free spike plan to play around with, but it's a lot of time now being wasted. Flexi's angle is not going to be checked. And finally, the members of Fire 5, they have that second win that they were hoping for. Robo, couple of missed shots, but he's able to control his recoil back for the final bullet. And with that, Fire 5, they finally have an answer, but those were some big investments, right? When you think about it, they had to use Rolling Thunder to make their way in, plus they utilized the Killjoy lockdown. Two big ultimates were utilized again to just get one round. And it seems as though a complete and utter repeat of what happened in map number 1. They win when they have ults, but what happens when they don't have the ultimates online, Scared?
Here's the thing, right? They also invested the Seekers early on to take the space on Mound. Rubble. So that's 3 big ultimates. And on the other side,
Sorry,
we've
I
got
forgot the Seekers were used
Equinox.
to.
Yeah. They've got Equinox now with a Vandal in hand. Why? Because it's got the Tour de Force available and it's going to play in the exact same angle possibly. No, he's just going to play in towards the B this time as the fault line should push him back.
Okay, it's his day, man. It's his day. You cannot stop this, man.
No way. You can't. This is just something you cannot do. Equinox. Man just stood there. It's not a chat play, it's a giga chat play. He just stood there and got a no smoke. It's a no scope onto Robo. And why is Robo getting caught time and time again? I mean, yes, he's the duelist, he needs to stay up front. But jeez. That's just something that cannot be done. But okay, Seekers have been invested. Paranoia will also be used up by Pixel. Waiting for it. Fault line.
Oh,
Try to
they
stop
are.
them. That's a very horrible
Oh.
post-plant positioning. I do not like that. Pixel just frags everyone out with the TP, combining with all the utilities. That's an 8-4 half. Jai Jakan just looking unstoppable.
What just happened there? They all stood still in one position, and I kind of understand why that happened too, but they need to be so much more faster when they're trying to decide where they're gonna utilize utilize their utility and just hold down. Just look at them; they're like sheep ready to get slaughtered. They got hit by a Paranoia, a Trailblazer, 2 Seekers. They had a Pain Shell coming in their way, and another thing was the Satchels from the opposite side. They couldn't even run away. Pixels was guaranteed to get 3 kills there. Good
He just
God.
went in for that one shrouded step. And yes, just as you mentioned, on the back of all the utilities. Now, Jay Khan, they were giving the site away for free. Why? Because they knew they've got some good utils for the retake. And seeing where the plant was and where everyone was positioned, it was inevitable that they're going to get just clustered up and behind that box and will be finished off by the cross. And they had the perfect agent to go for the cross as well. Shrouded step perfectly used up. 3 to goal with a long flash, pushing everyone back. On the other side, Robo still holds his ground, quickly dashes away, tagged up, 75 HP. Smoke's gonna go out quickly. Alt line could be used up. They want to establish the tree control. It's a second too late maybe because everyone's already peeked in. They're all just rushing up, quickly forcing everyone back. That aftershock is actually pretty solid, but Flexi's aim is even more better. Pixel and Bullet quickly going in for those trades as well. Everyone's just falling onto the side. Fire 5 Esports. They're being torn apart.
Impeccable kill.
It's just Kundu. He seems to just be so composed in each and every one of these situations. But it's just not gonna be enough. The poor guy, how much can he do by himself? His composure is good, but it feels like Kundu just never has fights with his team. He's all by himself every time I see this guy frag out. He's on the opposite side of the map. They're not even contesting him in a lot of these cases. And Jai Chikan, their game plan is just trying to take fights together as a squad, because if the members of Fire 5 are not going to play for trades, then what do we have to worry about? We can take our duels, try to overwhelm them, and come out on top when it comes down to the man advantage at the end of the day, because we have the better team play and synergy. And that is exactly what's carrying them forward. Once more, the Jet, completely alone. He has absolutely no one to fall back on. If he dies, he's just to death.
And he did.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
if, it's when. Lexi dodged the flash, but position noted. Outlaw in the hand of Equinox. The man has literally said to Survey, take a backseat, Survey. It's just me and my show now. Because they're going to go in for a flood towards the seaside. Everyone's just going to jump in quickly. Maybe not. Holding their space. They still do respect the potential fragging ability of Fire 5 and know that they've got the sheriffs, so better not force that fight without those refreshable utils. And they're going all the way back towards A. It's just ring around the rosy at this point. I know it's ring around the rosy, but I'm still going to say it's just ring a rosy at this point.
Where's the pocket full of posies, though?
You just said it.
30 seconds left.
Spike planted.
For JJ Khan, it's just another free site. A ripe for the picking for them, and now it's just a waiting game, right? What do Fire 5 even do? They don't have enough util to break their way in. Unless they're able to prove me wrong and just start popping heads every 2 seconds. I don't know if I can believe. Maybe I can, maybe I won't, but the Outlaw, yeah, that's gonna be another problem that they have to think about.
Equinox.
Enemy remaining.
Again, you give this guy a headhunter, you give this guy an outlaw, you give this guy the operator, tour de force, vandal. He can do that with every single gun. And it's just as you said, this is his game. It's 10-4 now. Fire 5 Esports, they just seem to be crumbling one after the other. Ah, no way. Aggressive, it's all half shields against an outlaw.
Equinox X question mark?
If he positions himself correctly, maybe then yes. Because they are probably going to flood towards the rubble quickly. Space being taken by Robo. But everyone else just slowly creeping towards the B side with this. Just a turret. Health with, smoke go out, but they've got all the utilities. They want to go in for the execute. Paranoia comes in, but Force is just playing so far ahead. Got the flash as well and gets the free kill by himself. You can try and get the fourth one as well, if possible. But 3 to gold, quickly going for the Trailblazers. Been destroyed, so maybe position not noted yet. But he still should be aware and vigilant.
Last player standing.
What if you got that?
What? What? How was he even there?
TP. TP, my boy, TP.
Jeez.
Look at him. His teammates are fighting a war out here, and he's doing yoga on the side.
He's but all right. They still had swag there to wrap it all up. I mean, not an ace with the outlaw at least with those half shields. But that was a very solid round. But here's the thing, right? You cannot always rely on those hero plays. That's a very good round. Yes, indeed.
Wait,
but
wait.
bro, oh, he just
fell asleep.
cannot win the duels against Equinox.
He fell asleep on the angle, man. You need to be fully focused in fights like this. His mental's gone.
Maybe he was just checking a map at that point. We always have that moment. But there's no one coming in, but as soon as we check the map, there's everyone peeking you at the same time from 5 different angles. Could be possible, but the Trailblazers cleared all the space outside A rubble. Mound control has already been given, so the rotation will be called in towards the C by Fire 5, and they're reinvesting all of the members towards C, and the hit is nowhere to be found. Maybe towards the B or maybe towards the A, that's the question. Swag is to move backwards. Stiller's got a flash, so some brutals will be exchanged, but again, a regroup probably coming in towards the C. Yet again, Equinox still holding his ground. He's playing as the lurker. And he's getting a lot of attention.
No, no, he needed one kill there. But Force is going to be there instead to come alive for this one. Okay, Force, he's able to find his third. He's looking for his fourth. Give it to the man. He deserves this play. Force with his 4K. He's looking for the ace. He has enough bullets. He knows exactly where the last player is, and he's able to swing out and find the ace too. Fire 5. They're back in it for the win it. As the ace coming in from Force is going to be the thing that propels them forward.
Down, C.
Maybe they can actually win out on the back of one person. But how
Hey, we have seen this happen
frequently
back
can
in the
he...
past.
Yeah, exactly. How frequently can he pull out this kind of performance? That's the question. Because even yesterday, we were saying how well Crit24 was playing in his own game. He was the MVP of the entire match. But eventually, his team could not win it out. Pixel quickly going with the shrouded step. Flash must have noted his position. But that's all about it. It's an eco round coming in from Jay Jakan, so I don't think so 5-5 would have a lot of problem winning in this one. But Equinox, not again. And if I'm not wrong, Robo probably had an operator in hand. Yeah, he had an operator in hand. And Equinox from that trade. Pixel as well. Yeah, they're just dropping like flies at this point. Flexi though, with some good jiggle coming in. Was able to perfectly dead zone all of them and finish both of the players off. So equalizing the odds, but talking about equalizing, Equinox as the operator. Killjoy utilities being used up already, and no one has made their way towards the site as of yet. Couldn't do, but you can still try and find a timing on the back of it. Headhunt in the hand, but a good peek coming in with a headshot through the ball bag. That's going to the fault line, catching in 16 HP on Equinox. Kundu needs to get this pick whatsoever. He also... Oh, goodness, did not expect the reposition. And Equinox gets him. A 3v2 situation, and this seems to be Jay Jakan getting their hands on this round too.
And because they no longer need to plan right on the slapbang center, they don't even need smokes anymore, right? It's because of stuff like this that this map is so much more difficult to play. They need to figure out exactly where Equinox is. If this stun does not hit Equinox, going in for this retake is close to impossible. Yep, he's just holding down the angle, misses the shot. That's going to be a little bit costly for them if they're not careful. Bullet's going to be there to bail his teammate out at the bare minimum. And now Force, once more, it's all up to you, buddy. Will you be able to shine like the radiant star? Or are you going to be the one to fall? 11-6 as the thrifty round comes through from the members of JJ Khan. How do they get away with this? You don't deserve to win this round, but somehow they eke it through just on the basis of Equinox being an absolute gigachad. He doesn't care what's in front of him. He's gonna one-tap it out of existence.
And we're gonna see the orb battle between Robo and Equinox now. If I'm not wrong, I believe 6 times Equinox has 6 or 7 times Equinox have taken care of Robo, and 5 times have been the first pick. That's again early rubble control acquired. One blast pack has been used up, but here's the thing about Omen, right? You can always consider him a pseudo duel is because of the Shrouded Steps entry.
Cover going out.
Hawk out. Blinded.
Cover going out.
For now, though.
Good flash though.
Pixels. Oh, Force is going to be able to find that first catch. Equinox, finally, the raid boss is taking a little bit more of a back seat. Let's see who from the side of JJCon is going to be the one to step up for their buddy. Door opening up. They're going to run this one down. And the trades do go a little bit in the favor of the attackers, but not really to that degree that they would have wanted. It's still a 2v3 as Pixels. If he finds a kill, things are going to be looking up for his squad, but this kill coming in from Pixels will be a very dangerous one. Does he want to risk it to pick it or just run away and play it safe? That seems to be the case for them. As JJCon taking this one slow. They've completely separated themselves, so therefore they either need to win the duels or they're completely done for. Taking it down to a 2v2, and now Shri, it's up to him. He needs to take the fight early on, make this one work. Take it as a bait. Don't really go in for a fight just yet. And the fish shot coming in from Robo is everything for them to hold on to. Robo needed to find that operator blow, but the fact that he missed it just put the members of Fire 5 deeper into the ditch that they have dug themselves in.
Just not Robo's day. That's what I will say. It is just not his day. But on the other side, I mean, Equinox just spinning out all of his duels. Survey on the back of one kill or an AWP could potentially get his showstopper. They also have a tour de force. A rolling thunder. Jajakan, this just seems to be a game wherein they could eventually 2-0 Fire 5. And on the back of this one exact round. He cannot go for the peak. Trailblazer and a Nano Swarm traded quickly. That's all about it. Everyone's just regrouping towards the A, and no one having the A double control from the side of Fire 5. Alright, Robo finds the first one, and that's what his team normally needs from him. Quickly finding the first one, backing up as well. Rex's position has been noted. Pixel though, firing a few warning shots, warning him not to try and go in for the peak. Now he's got to watch that angle. Does he know Force on the left? No! Oh! God, Pixel wins the both duels! That just seems to be the deal of this round, potentially.
30 seconds left.
Was he trying to go in for trigger discipline play? Because it seems like it, right? Wanted to maybe catch out the next player, but Pixel just turned around at the perfect moment. And even though they lost out on one of their key players early, it really didn't even matter. Eh?
Okay, Robo gets 2.
It's not looking that good. A complete and utter stalemate coming in from either side of these positions. Good for them, and the Rolling Thunder comes in for the last player. Equinox missing the headshot by pretty much a hairline, but at the end of the day, that's completely fine. JJ can't just come out on top on that engagement. And with that, they're able to take the map of Lotus. Remember what I told you after game number 1. Lotus is going to be very difficult unless you're able to play properly as a team, unless your pre-fires, oh sorry, not pre-fires, unless your post-plants and of course your crossfires are in proper tandem. The communication just wasn't present from the members of Fire 5, and the fact that Robo was having a pretty rough game, or a pretty rough day, I would say in general. This outcome, we kind of foresaw this pretty much as soon as map number 1 ended.
That is true. I'm gonna agree with you on that point because it was all an Equinox game at every single point. It was just he was being allowed to brute force his way with an operator in hand or a headhunter in hand, and by standing at the common angles that was supposed to be flashed and then peeked together by at least 2 people. Because there's a chamber, there's always this idea that he will be playing aggressive, and there are only a few spots that a chamber can actually play very aggressive on the map of Lotus, especially when they're on the defense. So you know that he'll be placing his rendezvous at the waterfall and then moving directly aggressive towards the C. I mean, he'll be taking the space towards the mount. So there needs to be flashes. And the fact that he found 4 kills in that exact position and 3 times he found Robo as the first pick. I mean, you've lost your duelist in the first few seconds of the round. There's little that you would be able to do. Yes, you've got an Omen, you've got the Shrouded Step, a pseudo duelist kind of entry that can be provided, but even that was being used right in the crosshair of Equinox or any player who was just standing on the site. And this was literally just a breakdown, and I just feel that Fire 5 ran out of juice in their tank.
Yeah, it just felt like that. Plus, they didn't take any pauses as well later on down the line to just mentally reset themselves. I think that Robo required it more than anyone else. He just was completely
True.
disconnected from his team. He was trying to play his own game out on an island while everyone else was fighting their own war. You could see that Force played substantially well. Like, you could tell Force wanted his team to win in a lot of scenarios. He was able to pop off, hit shots, but just wasn't enough. Single
True.
performances here and there is what they were hoping for. And if you want to win out on aim duels all the time, the game of Valorant is not going to be that simple for you, because each fight is a 50-50, and whenever you look at the game of Valorant, 50-50s are not really that 50-50 anymore if your opponent is a lot more experienced at utilizing utility. And JJ Khan just had all of the advantages. It felt like each and every fight that was being taken by JJ Khan was massively screwed over towards their side. It felt like a 70-30, and there were some situations where Pixels, Equinox, they just walked into the awaiting arms of the members of Fire 5, and somehow they still did not die. And yeah, how
They
did
won.
they live with 2 kills? They got 2 kills, 3 kills. How? They should have died.
Specifically talking about Pixel in that last round. Why was
Yep.
he even allowed to get those 2 kills on both Flexi and Force? I mean, that was possibly the only mess up that we saw from Force, where he did not pull the trigger. Yes, you could say trigger discipline, but at the very wrong time, because it was a full 180, a full-on 180 by Pixels, and then just a sidestep to dodge the spray from Flexi and finish him off with just 1 headshot. That was the only round where we actually saw Robo get the opener for his team and also follow up on the other one. But even after that, we saw him getting so very ready for another dash, and I don't think so that was a really good one.
It just looks kinda off, I would say, for the members of Fire 5. Overall, the team has a lot of potential as individual players, but they need to scrim a lot more as a team and focus purely on their utility usage and just the buddy system. I already talked about this. I sound like a broken record, and I tell you this all the time. Valorant is a game about 2 players playing together simultaneously at all moments of the game. You play together as a team early on, and then you spread yourself out by placing 2 key players on 2 positions. For example, 1 initiator with the duelist. You want to have the sentinel on the complete opposite end of the map. You have the initiator and the controller together on another portion, and you have those 2 players communicate properly and set up crossfires or set up utility for each other in tandem. I didn't see any of that coming in from Fire 5. They started off together as a 5-man squad, and then they split up into 5 different people. It felt like none of the utility that was being utilized was to set up someone else. It was to set themselves up, and unless they win that gunfight, it's completely done for. Even though Force had substantial plays, tell me one situation where Force got those kills because someone set him up for it. Or did he just do it because he's an individually brilliant player? Same goes for Robo. Same goes for Flexi. They all did it by themselves. And that is not how you win a game of Valorant up against a team of JJ Khan's caliber.
That is indeed true. Again, it kind of still comes down to the same situation. And yes, just as you mentioned, we do sound like the broken record, but it just comes down to those util sprays and how well you utilize all the flashes, the trailblazers, the aftershocks that you've got. And it was just at the end of the day, sheer aim and a good team coordination from the side of JJ Khan that was coming into play. Fire 5, yes, very disconnected indeed. I was hoping that maybe they would be able to do a lot more onto this map, because this one was their pick. We did see it in the map veto itself. The first one yes, I would still say that that was pretty much competitive, even in the first half. In the second, not that much, but we did see a comeback brewing up. It was a potential for a very good overtime. But at the end of the day, it was the pick of Jai Khan, so they knew how to play on that one a little better. We can give them the room of error. But on this one, on the map of Lotus, this is where I felt that maybe we'll see a comeback. Maybe we'll possibly see an ascent come up in front of us. They might know how to deal with those nasty crossfires and those angles which a chamber would be holding in. But Aquanox just out-dueled Robo in every single fight, and they were able to win out every single one of those sites, whichever one they wanted. And the way that they were maneuvering around the map, the way that they were having that control on their attack, it just seemed impeccable. There was no way for the side of Fire 5 to get their defense right on that one, because they just kept on guessing as to where the hit is going to land. And one of the reason is, again, very well mentioned, that they were not taking that map control proactively. They were not trading those utilities to take that map space. They were only using them reactively. That if in case the C has been pushed up, then they're going to use a trailblazer to the C to try and re-clear it, but they are not taking the space on the back of it. But those stocks just going to remain the same, guys. Let's just have a quick look at the scorecard, because more or less Equinox should be the MVP of the entire game with the way he was fragging. One thing for sure is that, I mean, Survey, he was basically down bottom in the list of all the kill finishes, especially for his team. But we're still going to have a look at the scorecard quickly now, because it's Force on one side and Equinox on the other.
Yeah. Let's just chalk it up and say that Fire 5 just had a very bad day as a team, right? They were not really coordinating, so that's completely fine. But when you look at the scorecards, it paints a completely different picture. The team, they were trying their hardest in a lot of these scenarios, but it just wasn't enough to go up against a player of Equinox's caliber. This guy had a 386 ACS with 248 ADR. The man nearly got 2 kills per round. 2 kills! Mind you, scared. How do you do it as a chamber? That's the problem, right? If a chamber is having a good day and he's on the opponent team, good luck trying to shut him down. There's nothing that you can do that can miss him. Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you kill him? He just runs away after getting that first kill. And then you're scrambling around trying to figure out where exactly he is. Suddenly he pops out 2 seconds later with an operator or maybe a headhunter or a through the force, something in his pockets. And then he just murders you again. And then you're just sitting there like, what do we do here?
I was about to say that I want to see how much headshot percentage that does he have, and it's 30%. I was possibly expecting more than a 45. Yeah.
No, he had an op most of the time, so of course. Yeah.
There was also Tour de Force wherein he was literally blowing the head of Robo time and time again. Half the time we saw him going in for those headshots, but seriously, 9 first bloods in a match where we had 17 rounds. Or maybe 18 if it was a 13-5. 9 first bloods. How do you even end up doing that? He basically had a first blood in every second round, if not more. That is just brilliant. That is sheer brilliance coming in from the man. 27, 10, and 4. This outworldly performance. 386 ACS. Yes, on the other side, we were seeing this time Force. He definitely stepped up. In the previous match, we were seeing Kundu getting those top frags. But you need more than just hero plays. You need that proper teamwork in play. And it just seems that, yet again, it was not a good day coming in for Fire 5. Even for Robo, I would say that he was doing pretty solid in the previous map. But this one, it just seemed that he was not having a good day. And this is what happens in Valorant. If you get knocked down a couple of times with 3 or 4 duels, if you lose onto them, you just kind of lose the confidence, and it just steamrolls into a streak of not getting those picks. I was literally feeling that guy, because at that time, at that moment, I feel like I just want to bang my table as hard as I can. But again, I don't have any other table, so I just don't. But yeah, I do feel what Robo was going through. But at the end of the day, we did have a pretty good match. Yes, it was a survey on one of the map where he was dominating Equinox on the other one. But in the first one, we did really see a good competitive matchup.
Yeah, don't forget, like, as Fire 5, you just gotta stick together and work out the kinks. Because
True.
don't forget that we still have a lot more tournaments coming on down the line here at the Esports Club. So make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and also follow all of our socials down below to keep yourself notified for all of it. And don't forget, hey, all of these 4 teams that have qualified over these last 4 days, they're going to be heading on down over to the land on Hyderabad. Don't really forget about that, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tickets, get yourself prepped up and ready for this land, because this is going to be a big one. And of course, we have our lovely sponsors to thank for all of that. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Scared signing on off for these online qualifiers. And hey, thank you all for stopping on by for the AMD GameOn 2024 presents the Arena Championship by Comic-Con India and the Esports Club, powered by Alienware, with our PC gaming partners being Elite Hubs and Zotac Gaming, retail partners being Bajaj Electronics, gaming share partners being Cyborg, and our connectivity partners being none other than ActFiberNet. Thank you all for stopping on by, and we're going to be seeing you all in the land. Goodbye and happy gaming, everyone.